This will surprise a lot of people, but Pflugerville is the second largest city in Travis County. Right behind Austin. There are nearly 50,000 people live here now. On our city limit sign it says 47,000, but I think there's more people moving in, so it'll be updated fairly soon, but it'll be in excess of 50,000 people. And Pflugerville is, over the last few years, is beginning to come into itself as its own community. It certainly has its own identity. We do love the PF thing. We think that's just something that sets us apart. And now that we are beginning to be a positive location for businesses of all kinds, including some manufacturing and distribution, some major service businesses, and now retail coming in. It's becoming a much more of a self-contained community, that instead of people living here and working somewhere else and then spending their money somewhere else, they're now buying their goods and services here in Pflugerville. Chamber of Commerce has a major campaign of Come Home to Shop. That is working. Hopefully in part because of the campaign that we have, and in part because it's just more convenient now than it has ever been in the past. Our sales tax year to date is up 20%, which most of the communities around here, it's down about that much or more. So it is working, and the people are spending their money here, and certainly the community is stronger for it. One of the great things about Pflugerville is the people that live here seem to enjoy putting on and participating in all of the events that we create. We have a little skunk works thing in the back nobody sees, that we come up with these great these great events, and one of them is coming up in a couple of weeks, and that's on October the 10th. I'm going to show this shameless promotion. The Pflugerville Family Festival Expo. That's out at the Hill Country Baptist Church, Bible Church. I'm sorry, Hill Country Bible Church on Pflugerville Parkway, and that's where a lot of our local businesses will get a booth to display, and it's the major interaction between the business and the consuming public. And there will be 3,000 or 4,000 people out there, and we'll have acts with kids that are in groups of singers and dancers and karate people. We're going to have some miniature horses. We're going to have some classic cars. We will have kite flying contests. We'll have some hamburgers, which is my personal favorite, and we just have a good time. One of the biggest events we have in Pflugerville every year is the Deutschenfest, and that happens in the third weekend in May in Pfluger Park, and we'll have hundreds of people with booths out there selling everything imaginable to eat. And just eat. They're the usual stuff, the turkey legs and the funnel cakes and the burgers. We work real hard through the entire weekend. It starts at Friday at 5 o'clock and it goes through Sunday at 5 o'clock, but it's the most fun we have by working hard. In that park, and we want everybody that comes out to the Deutschenfest and any other time that goes to Pfluger Park to take a minute and pause at the Fallen War Memorial. That's something that Pflugerville, like a lot of small communities, when we see a need or something that would be of interest, we just organize ourselves and go figure out how to do it. And so we had a committee that organized themselves, got donations, got sponsorships. A lot of the local businesses and individuals contributed. We had this statue built to the Fallen War Memorial, Fallen Warriors of Pflugerville in the various wars. And we ask everybody to pause while they're there and think about what the people have given and what we have received from that. And so that's a good time where those, gosh, I don't know how many, 10, 20,000 people that come out to Deutschenfest hopefully will take that pause and just stand there for a moment and then move on and have fun in the park and remember why they're having fun. So. I would say the school district. It's a high quality school district, really, really. And we've done some surveys and asked the people that, and the school district is the primary thing. the great heritage of Pflugerville. It was started by German families, and they came here and began farming and kind of farmed that German hard work ethic that I think still holds true today. And so we find the employees are generally pretty good. We find a positive and growing business climate where people are now beginning to understand that shopping in your own community, getting service in your own community, keeps dollars in the community and keeps taxes lower. And as a good example, that the city property tax has gone down each of the last 3 years, I want to say. Reasonable overhead that is still easily accessible from all parts of the Central Texas area, being right off of I-35, and that would be, what I would look at is the ability to make sales of whatever your product or service is and to have a manageable overhead. Same thing with your home. You can generally get more home for the buck in Pflugerville because there's not a bunch of hills to knock down to build a house. It's hilly enough, but it's all things compared is fairly flat and buildable. And the other thing is the lot sizes. I think the average lot size still has to be 9,000 square feet minimum here, and that gives you a little bit more elbow room, and that I personally like. Yeah, there are lots of organizations that make any community drive, and the catalyst of most of them, and ours is no different, is the Chamber of Commerce. And this is the Greater Pflugerville Chamber of Commerce because we go beyond the city limits of Pflugerville. We have members that are as far away as Georgetown, I think, and down into Austin, but that see the value of being a member of the Pflugerville Chamber. And so all the things that either happen with the Rotary Club driving it and bringing in assistance if they need it, or the Lions Club driving it, or the Kiwanis, or the Optimus Club, the various organizations, and I like this small town that I live in because you literally can say, "Hey Rube, come help me," and people will come running. They will always be there, and you can't always get that in a large community.